We've all seen those intermittent items disappearing from grocery store shelves, from wheat products, corn, oil, etc., even pet foods. But this next item is going to go really quick. At any given time, grocery stores often have maybe about 5% of their store shelves empty. Not too bad. Of course, with all the different growing shortages, we're seeing possibly 15 to 20% in the grocery stores. However, when it comes to this particular item that's going to go quick, we're talking about meat, we're going to see it disappearing very quickly from the shelves. Why? Well, first off, meat packing plants have experienced massive amounts of employees quitting their jobs. According to a new analysis out of Purdue University, among various food manufacturing industries, animal slaughtering and processing is most likely to be significantly impacted by disruptions in labor, because so many individuals are needed to take an animal from slaughter to finally packaged meat. Because when we're talking about the big steps, it's not necessarily the animals themselves or even the meat packing facilities. We're also talking about feed. You know, it's been in the news, there's actually a worldwide shortage of food, including grains and such as meal for the animals. So in America, at least, we actually have a system set up where if we don't have enough feed or enough growing garden supplies for the animals for feed, then other farmers will pick up and plant more seed. But that's not always the case. In fact, in this particular case, it's not about the amount of food being produced for the animals itself. These same experts say it's not a problem with producing enough food. We have problems with not enough labor in the supply chain between the farms and the consumers. Long story short, this industry, specifically slaughterhouses, has notoriously been known to have the worst working conditions for menial pay. And has actually had problems during the pandemic. Now they're trying to play catch up, and it's simply just not working. The workers are actually getting burned out. Experts have announced supply chain issues and driver shortages, scarcity of packaging, labor shortages at manufacturing and production plants as the workforce has not returned to facilities after the COVID closures. They are hurting. As a result, you will see severe shortages in both beef and poultry in your supermarkets this summer. Now, mostly it's because of the labor shortage. There simply isn't enough workers. But specifically in beef, because of the long hours and hard work, it's actually going to be hit even harder in that particular area. And let's not even talk about the avian flu coming along, causing problems in poultry. More so, a combination of expensive crops to feed livestock and chickens, combined with high transportation costs and shortages of packing materials, may cause serious shortages this summer at your supermarket. In addition to material shortages, labor shortages may also impact grocery shelves in terms of transportation workers and grocery workers too. Ultimately, you may have fewer options in terms of your meat purchases and shelves will be limited. In conclusion, or more specifically, in addition to all those things we've talked about so far, all those things that we're seeing shortages of that we've talked about in videos in the past, let's add beef and chicken to the list. Wow, not fun this summer. So specifically, what can we do? How can we prep to actually make this so it's not as impactful? One thing you can do, possibly, if zoning allows it, raise your own birds. That's a problem too. Amazon's search volume for baby chick supplies are up 758% from last year, where chicken nesting supplies are up 126% alone. And one of our followers noted that they ordered their birds. They may not come in until June. That's horrible. And another one actually ordered some birds. They actually got them in, but they were way expensive compared to what they were last year. The national average for chicken breasts went from $242 this time last year to $363 per pound this week. As I've mentioned in the past, besides raising meat birds, having lots and lots of canned meat is one solution, especially canned chicken. We buy lots of this. And on a good note, at least right now anyway, I was just at Walmart and they had, these coming in 4 stacks, taped together into one big group. And they had 2 monster boxes of these still, lots and lots of them. Hopefully your grocery store or Walmart has these in stock for you. I would stock up in a lot of these right now because this is actually what's going to be hurting. If we're talking about a summer of pain, not having a lot of beef and not a lot of chicken, by midsummer, maybe even earlier, you're going to start seeing these becoming more and more scarce on your shelf. So prep on these right now as much as you can. And it's not the best. It's not like having a nice big piece of chicken you can grill and such, but it is chicken and it actually will keep your proteins coming for you. And this particular type of chicken, or meat I should say, doesn't have any sodium nitrate, which is not the best thing you should have in the world. Okay, so anyways, how are you counteracting this? What are you going to do to try to make it so it's not as impactful for you as far as your beef and chicken coming in? It's going to be a difficult summer, and I hope these videos are helping you prepare and get ready so we can actually get this done, buy these things before it actually kicks in. Thanks so much for watching, and we appreciate you coming along. Let's go ahead and check out this next video now about more preps.